Hey, ¿qué pasa, bandita? Estamos en una reacción de Heihachi vs Geese. Estoy ahorita mismo en Twitch y vamos a reaccionar a ella. Soy Team Geese. Creo que va a ganar Geese, así que vamos a ver qué tal. Uf.
Heihachi Mishima, billionaire megalomaniac behind the king of the Iron Fist.
And Geese Howard, karate kingpin behind the king of fighters.
These two
Los dos torneos que organizan.
businessmen are as talented at martial arts
As they are terrible at being dads. But whose fury will prove the most
Ambos son
fatal?
malos papás
He's
también.
Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
and it's our job to analyze their
Qué
weapons,
emoción.
armor, and skills to find out who would win
A
a death battle.
battle.
The Mishima Zaibatsu is a multinational conglomerate
Tiene
so
vara el
powerful
Heihachi, güey.
it can field
Tiene su
armies
propia compañía.
massive enough to conduct world wars.
Háganle el edit de
Its
voz
leader
Punk
is the
también.
enigmatic martial arts master Heihachi Mishima. His goal? World domination.
This dude treats male pattern baldness like an extreme sport. He taught his super intelligent bear best friend karate.
Eso es
and
muy
if he doesn't
chave.
like you,
Imagínate
he'll
enseñarle a
strap you
pelear
to
a un
a
oso.
rocket ship and launch you into
Otro
space.
pedo, güey.
He's like a kung fu Wolverine Elon Musk.
Well, he sure is something, all right.
The words you're looking for here are ruthless and bastard, Wiz. Heihachi didn't like how his dad, Jinpachi, who looks like the Charizard to his Charmeleon, was
Güey,
running the family
la verdad, el
business,
papá
so
está
he
por
locked
acá.
him in a basement to
El
die
cabello del
and get
Heihachi está
possessed by
acá.
a demon.
Heihachi built the
Si le
Mishima
combinas,
Zaibatsu
quedaría algo muy
into
raro,
the
güey.
largest military developer in the world. And believe it or not, he's also a family man with a wife and child.
Sucks he had to kill his new baby mama with his bare hands after she got possessed by a demon too. A different demon.
This was the Devil Gene.
Me gusta más cómo sería el Heihachi de
Heihachi's
joven.
greatest adversary for the rest of his life. Fearing his son Kazuya had inherited this gene and its terrifying demonic power, he did what any loving, supportive father would do.
El traje que tiene en Smash es el viejito o
If he
el...
climbed back up, it meant he
o
was
el
a devil.
joven, güey.
If he didn't, that
No me
meant
acuerdo.
he was A-OK. Except for being dead.
Which is basically what medieval peasants did to witches.
Lo aventaba y
The
si
Mishima
volaba era un
are
demonio, güey.
old-fashioned.
Si
Now,
no, pues
truly alone,
qué bien, pero ya se
without
murió.
love or family holding him back, Heihachi could focus on one thing: power.
And not just the kind that lets you finance a satellite in order to kick family members you don't like out of it, but the punchy, kicky kind too.
Es un psicópata
Heihachi
el
is a
Heihachi,
practitioner
güey.
of Mishima-style fighting karate, based on real-life Goju Ryu, also known as hard, soft style.
Oh, that's too easy,
¿Qué
even
puedes
for
hacer?
me, Wiz.
¿También está
Goju Ryu
acá?
combines hard striking kicks and punches with open hand circular techniques for grapples, takedowns, and throws.
Heihachi's fighting style is aggression personified, with such techniques as the dragon uppercut, flash punch
Hola,
combo,
güey.
and
Se estaba
deep
verguiando a
scissors.
Kuma, güey. No lo había
And
visto.
if he really wanted to, he could impale you on one of his hair horns. Maybe.
Heihachi has
Oh.
even mastered the use of
Ataque
ki,
con
or
pelo, güey.
spirit energy, to manifest lightning, like in his classic Electric Wind God Fist.
No,
His ki can even enhance
Heihachi.
his physicality to frankly
Le van a hablar el
absurd
peta.
levels.
Like the time he cut a bullet in his mouth. I'd say that's crazy, but he did the same thing to a tomahawk before shattering it with his teeth.
Imagínate
How much
ser
of
esa
that blade did he
madre.
swallow? Dude must have gave his beehole braces.
Or the time he got dogpiled by a bunch of Russian androids called Jacks, which all self-destructed, annihilating the temple he was in.
Yeah, he got up a bit later, infuriated, I'm
Oh,
sure,
salió
by
como
the
si
world's
nada, güey.
audacity to declare him dead from such a paltry wound.
Other Jack models were strong enough to destroy a 6-mile-wide apocalyptic asteroid and survive being blasted by a satellite laser.
By taking a look at the size of the blast compared to the height of the clouds, this laser was packing around 1.6 megatons of TNT. And
1.6
Heihachi could tear
megatones,
through
¿eh?
the newest Jack models like that hatchet must have tore through his
Que no se les olvide.
Can't stop thinking about it, Wiz. Either end that's coming out of, it's not gonna be good.
Ugh. After decades of dominance, Heihachi finally hosted the King of Iron Fist tournament.
And who should show up to the fight but his son Kazuya for the salty runback, all grown
Su hijo
up
y
and
su nieto también se
definitely not
parecen
dead
mucho,
by Cliff.
como él y su
man,
papá.
what I wouldn't give to beat the shit out of my dad and toss his ass off a cliff. Probably what Elon Musk's son will do after he finds out what his dad named him. That. Man, he and Heihachi are kind of similar. Elon just
¿Cómo se
rugged,
pronuncia su
super
madre,
rich
güey?
and weird, and I don't even want to think about Heihachi with a Twitter account.
Well, except for the whole martial arts thing. Musk is just some pasty
¿Qué?
lady.
Did
Hicieron un
taekwondo,
Twitter,
I did karate, Kyokushinkai.
Oh man, he's been Heihachi all along! That means his son is Kazuya! Someone keep their eye on him in case he throws him off a cliff! But hey, Muskie, if you ever host a King of Iron Tesla tournament, give me a call.
Despite his humiliating
No,
defeat, Heihachi
al final
returned to
Elon
battle
Musk
his
va
son once again,
a
and
ser
this
el
time
rey del puño de
tossed
hierro.
him into a
Y
volcano.
Wisi y
These
Wamsik se van a
people
enfrentar al
really have a
final.
fetish for
Va a
this
ser el final de la
one
serie.
particular kind of execution,
¿Quién sabe
especially
eso?
considering it never works.
Beating his son ain't too shabby, considering Kaz is one of the strongest fighters in the entire world, even without the devil gene, which, surprise, turns him into a goddamn demon. He can fire laser beams fast enough to hit a satellite in a fraction of a second. And yes, this is the same satellite we keep bringing up.
Measuring how far Kazuya was from the satellite, his forehead laser would have to be moving at just over 1% the speed of light.
And the Hatchmeister was fast enough to intercept the
1%
same
de la
beam
velocidad
in
de la
order to
luz.
save Kazuya's life
Oh,
from
Dios.
his evil devil self. Maybe he had a change of heart. Oh no, okay. Or I could be wrong. Not after that. Man, they really hate each other. Even Heihachi's grandson Jin got in on the action. 3 generations of Mishima men bonding over throwing each other off cliffs.
After living a life consumed
pedo,
by
güey? ¿Cuántas
hatred,
veces pasó
the
eso?
drive for power, and that, Heihachi reunited with Kazuya for one
¿Qué vimos,
last
chat?
battle to the death,
¿Qué
and shed a
vimos?
single tear at his son's complete transformation into a monster.
Oh, he did care. Maybe all of that crazy
Heihachi no tiene forma de
Bond
demonio,
bluster
¿verdad?
was just a facade for the heartbreak he suffered at destroying his own family and creating a cycle of violence, as so many fathers have before him. Dad.
He fought Kazuya as he
Pobre
lived,
Wamsik.
a man. No cyborg enhancements, no devil gene, no whatever Yoshimitsu is. Heihachi fought his literal demons with
Solo es un
nothing more
hombre,
than
güey.
his stubborn,
Un hombre muy
egomaniacal
mamado.
refusal to give up until he could stand no longer.
Those who live by the volcano die by the volcano. Well, at
No,
least
ya nos
until he
spoilearon,
magically
güey.
comes back in the next game. And when he does, he'll be determined as always to rule the world with a Tekken.
Don't you mean Iron Fist? Oh, god damn it, Boomstick.
Ahora viene la parte chat.
Welcome to the sun-drenched streets of Southtown, USA. Should you ever find yourself there on vacation, you can rest easy knowing the Howard Connection Protection Agency will keep you safe from the clutches of the
Qué
local
grande
mafia.
Until you realize the Howard Connection is the mafia. Top-tier business model they got there.
And in control of both stands the legendary Geese
Es un
Howard.
sistema.
Okay, Wiz, that
todo
was all
corrupto se
sounding
sabe,
pretty
vaya.
badass until you said his name was Geese. What kind of dork is named after a waterfowl? The only worst
qué
name
chat
I could
este
think
rey.
of would be Swan. His absentee dad
Swan
may be an
Howard.
Austrian terrorist,
No
but
entendí
the
esa
only
referencia,
thing
güey.
he's blowing up is his
Sí, es una
son's
referencia.
future.
After Geese's mother succumbed to an illness they were too poor to treat, 15-year-old Geese tracked his father down to kill him.
Ojito
Before
rolón.
getting completely wrecked by his half-brother Krauser,
A veces
who
aparecen
was
las,
9 years
en las
old.
pesadillas de la gente y eso está
Now the ultimate scrub lord,
Qué
he's
turbio.
found the martial arts master Tung Fu Ru to gain ultimate power and take revenge.
Geese fights with a combination of the deep, strong stances and hard-hitting combos of karate, the quick, deadly blows of kickboxing, and his primary style, Aiki Jutsu.
Translating to
Que verga
hard
se ven
soft,
los-
which again,
los combos del
all
Geese.
too easy. Aiki Jutsu is all about throws, counters, and locks. It focuses on using opponents' weight against them, kind of like its descendant Aikido. And you can't forget the shit-eating catchphrases.
predictable. Sí.
But what Geese was really there to learn was hippopotamus.
Jesus. With Hakyoku Seiken, Geese can absorb life energy, or chi, from the
Chi,
earth
brother.
itself and mold powerful energy blasts.
His Rapukin rockets across the ground like a buzzsaw, while raging storm
Heihachi
is a
y Geese tienen
massive
básicamente lo
bang
mismo.
geyser that'll devastate anyone nearby.
He can imbue these attacks with lightning called down from the heavens, or enhance his strength and speed
Ojito
to
con
perform
esa.
blindingly fast combos like Deadly Rave and Rashomon.
Wait just a goddamn second, Wiz. Did Geese just throw that poor man straight into the air and then patty cake his nuts
No,
all the way back
Geese.
down?
Ah.
That is pure evil.
Geese's master
El
felt the same way,
castramulas, eh.
sensing his pupil's darker intentions. So instead of entrusting the dojo's most secret of scrolls to Geese, he gave them to his other student, Jeff.
God damn it,
Jeff.
Jeff. I hate him as much as Geese does. Kind of name is Jeff. Jeff.
Infuriated,
Por
Geese
cierto,
left
no
Tung
sé
School to
cortarla
take
ahorita,
over
¿no?
Southtown's existing criminal empire and install himself as the city's new crime lord.
Who, for some reason, demands to dress up in karate gi at all times.
Well, Geese's appreciation for Japanese martial arts extends to the culture as a whole. Music, architecture...
He's a weeb, like a buff otaku Vito Corleone. Who do you think his waifu is? Himself? Ooh, I probably would too.
I don't know, I appreciate Geese's tenacity and business acumen. It reminds me of me. Inventing reality-bending weaponry for black markets around the globe has done my checking account pretty well.
Se
Like my
autoinsertó el
salary.
Luis.
Mecha
¡Oh!
Goose Howard?
El
Oh,
Mecha
please,
Geese.
Wiz, I've seen your student loans from mad scientists.
Mechaganso volvió.
It's a sideways 8 next to a smiling turd emoji.
Mechaganso versus
I
Dom.
hear they sell self-respect next to the dollar pizza place you like so much.
Bueno, ganó Mechaganso, ya vimos.
Despite being a badass crime lord, Geese was still plagued by inadequacy. So he took out his anger on the lamest person he knew, Jeff.
And he
No,
did it in front of
Jeff.
his kids. I'm sure
Jeff
that'll
murió
turn
por
out well
nuestros
in a decade
pecados.
or two. Wow, this guy has got to be the pettiest bitch in all of Southtown. Next to Jeff.
Oh, you think that's bad?
Maldito
How
seas,
about when
Jeff.
Geese had a son and left him and
Ay.
his mother in poverty? And when that son asked for help paying for his mom's illness, Geese ignored him.
Wow, without
Es un
a
hijo de
hint
puta,
of
Geese
irony.
también.
After
Tiene que
successfully
decir.
conquering Southtown, Geese hosted the King of Fighters martial arts tournament in order to solidify his position as the strongest fighter around.
Which he basically was. Geese is powerful enough to obliterate entire swaths of forest with his chi and defeat the reality warping entity Verse, who could create a hurricane the size of a stadium.
Ojito con eso.
Even Takuma, one of Geese's subordinates, was strong enough to redirect a blast from the Zero Cannon, a city-annihilating satellite laser.
Considering the laser was intended to eradicate Southtown, which is a fictional stand-in for real-life South Miami, the blast would have to have a yield of around 1.7 megatons.
And
Oh,
judging
yeah.
by how fast it reached the Earth's surface, it must
Poquito
have
más que
been
el de
moving at over
Heihachi.
2% the speed of light. And Takuma's fodder
Y un
compared
poquito
to
más que la velocidad de
Seemingly
Heihachi.
unbeatable, Geese was finally confronted by Terry Bogard, the son of
Está
the
muy
man he
parejo.
murdered years before. You know, Jeff.
Now that man has great taste in
Yes.
hats. After one of the fiercest battles ever witnessed, Terry defeated Geese and threw him from the top of Geese Tower to his death. Until he came back, so Terry threw him off it again. You can't keep a good goose down.
Whether it be manipulating future events from the shadows or demonstrating his magnificent power in front of the whole world, Geese's tenacity will always strive to crown him the king of fighters.
Stay down, maggot.
All right, the combatants are
Se viene,
set.
banda.
You run the data through
Se
all
viene.
possibilities.
It's time for a death battle!
Ok, pues ya vimos el análisis. Yo creo que gana Geese, la verdad. Están muy parejos, pero Geese tiene poquita, bueno, más resistencia al parecer. También un poquito más de velocidad, güey, por lo que mostraron aquí al menos. Y también no lo dijeron, pero los counters de Geese no requieren que tome daño, así que no sé, yo lo veo como un poquito más de ventaja, güey, en ese lado. Pero en todo lo demás son básicamente lo mismo, güey, no sé quién pueda ganar. Pero pues Team Geese hasta el final, güey. Vamos a darle. Por cierto, la pelea es un volcán. Que lo tiren y ya. El que gane se queda con ambos compañeros, güey, y con su vida. Mishima. Vean, güey, está bien animado. Uf, tun. El Chad Howard. Atentos a Rolón. No, está Big Geese. Verga, qué emoción, güey. Predictable. Qué vergazo, güey.
I will stand my hands, reach your breath, old man.
Dale, Geese, dale. Puken. Dale, güey. Predictable. Hola, marico. A su madre. Dale, marico. Por cierto, Geese tiene más ataques a distancia, ¿eh? Y Heihachi no tiene. Va a ser erupción de esa madre, güey. ¡No! Usó su propio poder contra él. Oh, verga. Levántate. No es hora de morir, Geese. Oh, la verga. Qué buena animación, ¿eh? Ah, bracito. Oh. No, Geese, levántate. Oh, vamos. Sí. No. Ah, qué asco, güey.
KO! Better break out the soy sauce for Geese, cause this goose was cooked.
Both fighters had the brutal tenacity and martial arts mastery to push each other to the limits, but Heihachi just had the greater limits to push.
Sorry, Wiz, this one was obvious. One of them throws people off cliffs, the other has people throw him off cliffs. Kind of a no-duh.
It was not a no-duh. In fact, Geese's wider variety of chi techniques were able to keep Heihachi at a distance, and his ability to draw chi from the earth meant he could spam them for as long as he wanted.
But Heihachi has had plenty of experience with projectile spammers like Kazuya, whose lasers are fast enough to reach outer space in seconds. He'd have no trouble getting close.
Heihachi's decades of combat training over Geese also allowed him to learn and adapt to his Aikijutsu. He's even defeated Aikido masters like Nina Williams before.
Bueno, la experiencia también fue un factor importante. Tienes
Who was
razón.
stronger, faster, and tougher. Both scaled to characters like Jack and Takuma, who survived satellite lasers nearly equal to each other.
But both feats were performed pretty casually by weaker characters. So what could they do at their best? For Geese, let's look at his fight with Verse, who created that hurricane.
By measuring its size compared to the stadium to get the mass of the clouds, making a storm that big would take about 1.8 gigatons of TNT, about 1,000 times more powerful than the Zero Cannon that could destroy Southtown.
But we're not done. One single Jack unit was able to destroy a 6-mile-wide asteroid heading
Ya le
toward
tronaron
Earth.
como
Estimating its
3,
volume
4,
and density, the energy it would take to violently fragment it is nearly 8 gigatons of TNT, over 4 times more powerful than Versus Hurricane.
And Heihachi can tear through Jacks like nothing, which is crazy because that satellite laser it reacted to was moving at about 4% the speed of light, twice as fast as the Zero Cannon and Geese's best.
Geese was a clever, ruthless opponent, but Heihachi's power, experience, and sheer bull-headed stubbornness allowed him to walk away the victor.
Man, this fight was so intense, it almost made Mishima.
The winner is Heihachi Mishima.
Heihachi es puto.
Hope you guys enjoyed that episode.
El next time es Blake vs Mikasa, güey. Perdón por el spoiler, pero Ben ya me lo dijo, güey. Es mi tío.
Click down below to watch another video.
¿Qué les dije, güey? ¿No creían en mí o qué? ¿Qué les dije, güey? Me quita el emo de motes. Ay, ahí está. No, le volví a poner. Ahí está, ahora sí. ¿Qué les parece el combate, banda? Muy troste. Muy... Una pena, güey, que yo fregué a Geese. Pero... Chale. O sea, a ver, voy a ver si encuentro algo. Espera un momento. Va a valer la pena. ¿No hay o qué? Ah, esta. Guacha. En un momento los leo. Esto aquí. Ajá. Esto acá. Hasta la muerte con Geese. Ay, güey. Pues perdí aquí, güey. Qué asco. ¿Qué les pareció? Suscríbanse a Gato, por favor. No he comido en años. F por Geese. Es el peor de todos, pero sigue siendo bueno. A mí me gustó, creo que más que Shadow vs. Ryuko. A decir verdad. Murió Geese como buen hombre. Gato payaso. Confía en ti, desgraciado. Chale, güey. Bueno, Blan versus la casa, le voy a Blan. Van a hacer perder a mi casa. De ese match no sé, pero me voy a guiar por lo que dice la opinión popular. El Tinguis me fue a la verga. No. Güey, pensé que íbamos a ganar al final, güey. Me trolearon bien feo. Pues a ver, uno puede pensar que por ser de Rooster Teeth van a hacer ganar a Blake. Pero hicieron perder a Wise. Así que... Oigan, ¿qué va a pasar con el score de Brandon? Ya lo tiene hecho. Ah, ¿ya tiene hecho uno? Pues dijo que en dado caso iba a volver a hacer. Si es que le toca hacer ese match a él. Pero dijo que volvería a hacer uno. Y tiene sentido porque pues la música ocupa acoplarse a los que tiene el guión de la pelea. Así que no podría usar la que ya hizo. Blake debería ganar con o sin vallas de Rooster Teeth. Ok, te voy a creer, mapache. La mejor batalla de la temporada. La Rachekov terminó. No, güey. Pues me gustó, estuvo muy buena. Creo que ahorita mismo es mi segunda pelea favorita. Abajo de Rey Mickey vs Yoda. Y arriba de... Uf, es que no sé si poner a Lex vs Doom o Shadow vs Rocco en tercero. Bueno, pues, en dado caso, muchas gracias por ver este videito. Nos vemos el lunes en YouTube y el martes en Twitch. Recuerden que martes y jueves en Twitch. Así que muchas gracias por ver, bandita. Les voy a poner un anuncio, no se lo salten, por favor. Puedo comer. Y nos vemos hasta la próxima. Chao, chao.